Good morning, class. Morning, have a good day to everyone. Before we start our new lesson for today, let's bow our head for our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now that we will start a new lesson for today, let's have our first activity that I will call part of a global north and part of the global south. So this is easy. Identify if a city is on the global north and identify if the city is in the global south. So I will call out the name of the city per slide. So you can see in the presentation the city. And if you think it is located from the global north, stand up. And if you think it is in the global south, you may take or you will stay seated. Okay, the first one is New York. Do you think you will stand, or is it a part of a global north, or is it a part of a global south? If it is a global south, you just stay seated. That's great. New York is a city that is from a global north. Very good. How about the second one? Yes, that is Manila. It is part of what? A global south. Very good. This is a global south. And how about this third slide? Yes, that is Tokyo. It is global north or global south? So let's reveal our answer. That is a global south. How about this one, London? London, is it from the global south or a global north? Okay, I can see that all of you are standing. Yes, very good. Your answer is really good because that is from global north. Okay, how about here, Paris? Yes, we all know that Paris is very rich, infrastructure rich, and fashionably, religionally, and businesses. So that is what? Yes, very good. That is from the global north. How about this one? It is Singapore. Yes, Singapore. That is, yes, very good. That is from the global south. Okay, that is from the global south. How about this last one? That's Amsterdam. That is a global, yes, it is a global north. So very good. Let's clap for ourselves because we already done with this activity. But before we end this activity, let me ask you some questions. First one, can you name one city that is part of a global north? Very good. New York is a part of the global north. Germany is part of the global north. Very good. And so on. So what is the reason why global north cities are considered a global cities? Yes, very good. Okay, very well said. Because it's a center of finance, it's a center of businesses and technology. They are very high when it comes to connecting part of the world and the richness of the country. Next. And third one, do you think a city from a global south can become a global city or a richness country like those in a global north? Why or why not? Okay, very good, Miss Rubio. Yes, I think a city in a global south, yes, very good. Global south can be a part of a global city if it is continued to develop or if there is a progress within the city. So that's it for our first activity. Okay, let's move to our second activity that I can call that look closely, because for the day we will observe in this activity we will observe what is on the picture. So you just need to tell me what can you see describing the objects or maybe people or action in the images. Okay, for the first slide, you can see here in our slide what kind of picture is this one. Okay, okay, Miss Villarba. So in the first picture, very good. It is, you can see that it has a lot of people in the airport. Very good. So they have bags and they are walking fast. Feels like they are busy when it comes to their travel or maybe go to other country. Okay, let's go on our next slide. So this one, what is this picture? You can see, yes, very good. You can see tall buildings, a big modern city, yes, and also it looks like the place there is very neat and clean. There, it looks like they are reached when it comes to businesses. You can see there. Very good. How about this third picture? Yeah, people, a lot of people are in their pictures. It's like a goofy, and so there are, yes, very good. These are people in the different countries. So these people are diverse and come from different nationalities. Very good. You can see that there's an Asian, there's a white people, there's a black people, and such as there's a different nationalities there. And you can see that they are happy. They, it feels like they are a team, maybe travel on something. Yes, and also they are very young or a youth. Yes. How about here in our fourth picture? Okay, the slides. Yeah, and it looks like what? Yes, very good. So you can see this is not just a train station. Okay, it is advanced train station or airport in the other country. It shows the progress of transportation and technology. And one of the example of advanced technology that I can see a lot of in social media is from Japan and Tokyo. So there's a lot of advanced transportation there. How about this last slide? It's your favorite brands. Yes, very good. There are signage of food industry, which is McDonald's, with the different, and also with the different brands or clothing brands, maybe a makeup brands. And some of the brands look popular. This is popular, well known around the world, like Jollibee, Prada, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and so much more. So that is one of the characteristic that we can see in a global city. Okay, global city has it all. The infrastructure, the businesses, the brands, the finance, the transportation, the technology, the people, the youth, and every people there is very rapidly moving, even the progress of the global city. So before we have our lesson, let's discuss the question first. So what do you notice in the picture? You can see that there's a lot of people, tall buildings, advanced transportation that is very well connected to each other. Okay, and also you can see that in second question, so how it is related to progress or wealth. You can see in the pictures that because of the advanced technology and clean surroundings and organized spaces, there are very a big sign that the country is very disciplined, very developed, and very wealthy, right? Could we find these pictures in New York, Tokyo, or Singapore? Yes, very good. Definitely, we can see all this thing, the people, the transport, the brands itself, the city, have tall skyscraper and busy airports, and maybe advanced technology like that in one picture and in one city. Because our lesson for today will talk about how this big or a global city, okay, has its highly innovation when it comes to rapidly growing progress. So what is a global city? A global city is big, huge, and important city that plays a major role in the world's economy and connect different countries. The idea started in 1980s when researchers studied the world's top city. So some things that make a city global city are: one, it has a big stock market and financial centers. It's also involved in a global politics. It also has a famous museum and a cultural places. It's center of media and a news. So it has a strong public transportation system. So it has a large international airports and it usually has a famous skyline or maybe tall buildings. So the global city has this kind of characteristics. It is a top global city that is enhanced, innovate, and also a rapidly growing progress in the whole world. So, are you curious what cities that are involved or included in the global cities? Because right now I am also curious what are the cities are there and what is the example. So let's start our next slide. So this is the first example of the global city. Okay, the first one is New York City. New York City is one of the world's top global cities. It is powerful in business, open to people and ideas from around the world, and known for its famous cultural spot like museum and theater. So this make New York an important center of economy, culture, and innovation. And also the second one is London, a leading global city where many businesses grow and succeed. And about 40% of the world foreign stock trades happen there, even more than in New York. So its time zone also helps connect businesses between Asia and the West country. So making it is a key hub for international trade and exports. Third one, Paris. Paris has been one of the world's most visited and admired cities from centuries. Known for rich history, art, and culture, today it remains strong. Okay, it remains strong, the global city, because it is, or the people there are well educated workforce, advanced infrastructure like roads, transportation, and the leadership or creative industries such as fashion, design, and arts. Paris is also a major center of business services and tourism, attracting millions of visitors and professionals from around the world every year. Okay, the fourth example of one of the cities in a global city is Tokyo. So this is the largest metropolitan area in the world and plays a major role not only in Japan but also in the global economy. Why? It is a home of many Japan's key industry and decision-making centers, including government offices, corporation, financial institution, because Tokyo is also known for advanced technology, modern lifestyle, and rising influence in cultural industries like anime, gaming, and entertainment. This make Tokyo a powerful and competitive global city in world business and culture. Singapore, or so the fifth slide is Singapore. Singapore continues to be one of the top global cities because it attracts many high-quality international businesses. This success is due to its strong and reliable government, skilled and educated workforce, and excellent systems for communication and transportation. And Singapore's modern infrastructure and strategic location in Asia make it preferred hub for global companies and trade. Okay, second, Beijing is one of the countries that is working hard to become a major global city by investing heavily in infrastructure to support businesses, innovation, and better connection with the rest of the world. It has made a great progress in building roads, transportation system, and technology centers. However, even with this improvement, Beijing is still in the process of fully becoming a global city. As it continues to develop, it is global influence and competitiveness. Next, Washington, D.C. So, Washington stands out as a global city because of its strong and stable economy, growing, and it has a diverse population wherein there's an excellent public services. So, the city has a high skilled workforce, world class schools and universities, and strong connection through its advanced infrastructure. All of these factors help the Washington DC to attract top talent and make it a center of leadership, education, and innovation. So next one is Seoul, Korea. Seoul is a modern, vibrant global city known for its delicious cultural foods, exciting coffee, and active youths, and also art scenes. It leads in technology and design. So with some of the world's most advanced IT system, this city also has a clean, efficient, and safe subway transportation. And also the Seoul metropolitan area has a GDP of $680 billion to make it the fourth largest among major cities worldwide. So it is also ranked as one of the richest region in the world, with wealth similar to that one of the entire country, which is Poland. Second one, or the last one, is Amsterdam. So Amsterdam is a highly rated global city mainly because it is large number of well-educated people. It has the highest concentration of knowledge workers in the Netherlands, with around 44% of the population having complete higher education. So how powerful the people in their country. Over the past 30 years, global cities have become center of movement and change because of the rise of global labor markets. So many professionals now move from country to country for work, creating a new kind of mobile lifestyle. Global cities are fast moving and always changing, which makes them places where people from different backgrounds come together. So these cities are also key to economic growth, but they often go through constant change and rebuilding, a process some experts call creative destruction, where always are replaced by new ideas and to stay competitive. Also, global cities show strong economic growth and fast-moving population, which is our sign of a healthy economy. In today's world, where globalization connects countries more than ever, jobs and workers move more freely across borders. Since the 1970s, especially in English-speaking countries, it became common for people to switch jobs often, and the idea of staying with one company for life is mostly gone. So global cities are successful because they attract talented professionals and investors, but they are also relying on workers in a lower paid service job to keep everything running. And high quality educated workers, especially professionals, are often more willingly to move for better job opportunities as they see their work as part of a long-term career and value flexibility. So, economic dynamism and workforce flexibility. So, when an economy is strong, there is usually a lot of business activity and people moving for jobs. So this is seen as good sign. Many believe that for a country to stay competitive, its worker needs to be flexible, meaning they can adjust to new jobs, tasks, or works environments when they are needed. Next slide. So the international education market. The international education market plays an important role in global migration, especially for many middle class young people. These students travel to other countries to study and gain new experiences. Over time, many of them become part of creative class, which is a people with skills, talents, and new ideas. They are often drawn to large global cities that offer better opportunities, good jobs, and a lifestyle. This movement helps both the students and cities grow and succeed. So let's turn the slide to diversity and community in the global city. So in sociology, the word diversity can have different meanings depending on the situation. It can be seen as good and also it could be seen as bad thing. In countries with high immigration like many English-speaking nations, government and politicians often talk about diversity as something that can bring benefit like new ideas, new cultures and challenges. But then there's also a conflict when it comes to diversity. So let us first discuss the positive sides. So on the positive side, it brings together different cultures and ideas which can lead to creativity and a richer way of life. The mix of culture is what we often call cosmopolitanism, and it would be possible without diversity. In global cities, diversity is not just about the economy, it also the shape of the lifestyle and identity of the city. So these cities are full of different groups like artists, student, immigrant, young people, businesses, creative workers, professionals, and so on. Their presence create a colorful, lively, and multicultural environment that makes global cities unique and important. Also, the next slide, one of the positives side is group with unique and different lifestyle often find a natural place in a global city. Their presence helps to shape the city's identity and creating special urban subcultures. So these groups like artists or creative youths often influence certain neighborhoods and give them a distinct character, making global cities more interesting and diverse. So we're done stating all the positives side. Now, what is the diversity and a negative side? Diversity can sometimes lead to problem in society, like people feeling divided or left out. It also highlights the struggle of groups seen as different or as others. For example, in Australia, the government uses the term CALD or CALD, meaning culturally and linguistically diverse, to describe immigrant groups like refugees, asylum seekers, temporary workers, and international students. So these people often face many challenges in a global city. Many of them live unstable lives, working low-paying jobs, living in a poor housing, and facing barriers to better opportunities. So this shows that while diversity can be positive, it can also come with real difficulties for some people. And according to Zukin, the cultural diversity we can see in cities reflect the big gap between the rich and poor. Cities attract both ends of society, people who are struggling like migrants and low-income workers, and those who are wealthy and powerful. Within this mix, there are also many groups who face marginalization, such as people from different ethnic backgrounds, women, and those from lower social classes. This group often don't fully benefit from the city's wealth and opportunities, which shows that inequality that still exists in a global city. In global city, also people are often very busy and move around a lot, which make it hard to build a strong sense of community. According to colleague Pesker, people living in a global city may live close together but still feel emotionally distant from other or their neighborhoods. Many focus more on their careers and stay connected online for work rather than forming local relationship. The past-faced and anonymous nature of city life often frees people from traditional community expectation. Instead of strong social bonds, global cities tend to focus more on consumer culture, where the people seek quick satisfaction through buying things and also experiences. Now, be ready for our pen and paper activity for today. So let's have you by group 1 to 3, 1 to 4. So let me assign you per each group the different city in the Philippines. So group 1 will have Luzon, group 2 will have Visayas, group 3 will have Mindanao, and group 4 for NCR. So all we need to do is to cite one of the city or one of the places in this area in the Philippines which can possibly contender of a global city, which means for each city we need to explain its strengths and why it is contender for a global city status, wherein the city have a progress and also a diverse innovation for when it comes to people, businesses, communication, and transportation. Thank you, reporters and presenters. You have a good and well done job for today for explaining and elaborating all this city that has. Now be ready for our assessment so we can have your activity notebook for this number 1 to 5. Okay, all you need to do is to identify the statement carefully if it is true or false based on the provided text. And I will roll the slide, and after that we will answer the assessment or the test. Book and write assignment. Okay, this is your assignment. All you need to do is to create an infographic or a graph list about one global city, okay, detailing at least 5 key reasons supported by the provided text that justify its status and a global hub. Okay? Okay, that's it. Think about what you learned today about the global cities and globalization. Choose one word that best describe today's lesson for use, and then we will create one sentence explaining why you choose that word. Goodbye and thank you for listening.